Hello relatives, it's Dr. H. Welcome to this week's Schlagbyte, October 29th, 2007, entitled From Disaster to Laughter. Last week's headlines featured an unrelenting series of disasters which actually depressed me. First, there were the nuclear-armed cruise missiles unknowingly flown across the country. That got my attention. Those weapons sat on a plane on a runway at an Air Force base in North Dakota for 24 hours without crews noticing the warheads had been moved out of a secured shelter. The Secretary of the Air Force, Wynne, said, "We would really like to ensure it never happens again." Somehow I didn't find "we would really like" to be reassuring. And then I discovered that the Afghan and Iraq war may cost $24 trillion. That number is so mind-boggling I can't even imagine it. Whatever its astronomical costs, it's higher than the cost of Vietnam or Korea. And when Bush invaded Iraq, he estimated the war would cost no more than $50 billion. The Congressional Budget Office put this in some perspective and estimated that $24 trillion is nearly $8,000 for every man, woman, and child in this country. I don't find this particularly reassuring either, so I plunged deeper into my despair. And then there were those catastrophic fires in Southern California, stoked by ferocious Santa Ana winds. Firefighters said that there was nothing they could do until the winds died down. And it seemed to me that even the heavens were conspiring to intensify my blues. And in the midst of this disaster overload, I read about acts of loving kindness, and that stopped my descent. The fires created the greatest mass evacuation in the history of San Diego County. Tens of thousands of evacuees filled their football stadium, where they found volunteers who offered free massages. There were tables piled high with food and pallets of apples and bananas. If you didn't want to make your own sandwich, a volunteer would make it for you. There wasn't a motel room in San Diego, so people in the community began posting free room and board offers on Craigslist. David Paulson, the FEMA administrator, said after visiting the stadium, "Nobody does disasters better than California." And those images, the massage and the Starbucks and the beach music just made me laugh. And I knew I'd bottomed out. It never rains in Southern California. Nothing helps me more than laughing. And nothing makes me giggle more than playing with my grandkids. They are so into the possibilities of every moment that they can't be bothered by your limitations. Their expectation is that you will keep on amusing them forever. So I spent some time and invited them out to brunch with me, and it'd be followed by an Olympic competition. Our contests feature, by the way, not only sports, but pencil and quiz games. And they are staged in my library. These contests are quite intense, and they are accompanied by unimaginable sound effects and lots of spontaneous frivolity. There is no darkness that cannot be illuminated by the spark of love and acts of loving kindness. Stay connected in community, in families, in towns, in counties, and remind ourselves that we are all connected. Nobody makes it alone. Remember the workshop, November 30th to December 2nd, the last mass in Healing at All. Keep in touch on the website. Let me know what you're thinking on the Healing Cafe discussion forum. I say this for all my relations. Mitakwiyasi.